Well, as part of our week-long series on real estate, the new reality, we're checking, is rent still too darn high? Well, the latest inflation read shows that rent inflation is stagnating, although it still remains hot. In May, rent increased just 0.5% compared to April. Meanwhile, apartment demand is ticking up into positive territory on the heels of new supply. Yahoo Finance's Dani Romero joins us live with more on what's ahead for rent. So, Dani, what are you watching?
Rochelle, don't expect too much of a rent break, especially here in New York City. The average rent is around $3,700. That's reaching a new level. That's what Street Easy says. But outside of New York City, demand is up. There is new supply for apartments. Occupancy levels are steady. They're around 94%. But it is hard right now for landlords to retain tenants. Why? Because there's so much competition out there. There's a lot of supply in the market. The bigger challenge, though, ahead this year and next year will be the fact that this new supply is on the market, but it's going to be mostly catered to the higher end tenant. So that really doesn't tackle the affordability crunch that we are dealing with right now. And so affordable housing could come to the market. They say, some experts say that it could take between a few years for that to really roll out. But the issue at hand, if you take into consideration land costs, construction costs, those start to go up on the higher end spectrum when it comes to the totality of building a new housing structure. So it's finding that middle ground where you're able to, meet the needs for the investor, but also for the tenant. So it could take a few years for all of that to roll out. But some areas where the U.S. is really dealing with limited supply is the Midwest, the Northeast, which they have had really high rents there. But 8 major regions so far have reported rent cuts. That is Vegas, Tampa, and Phoenix. So some of those pandemic boom towns that we have really seen. But like you said earlier, CPI inflation really showed a different picture due to the lagging effect that happens with that index. Rochelle?
And are we seeing a sort of change? We know that households sort of shifted and changed during the pandemic. Are we seeing a change in sort of the size of apartments? Is it still like the one bedroom that's the hot one to buy?
Yes, I mean, occupancy level is steady. It's at 94%. So obviously demand is still out there. So whatever is out in the market, people are really being enticed by it. Yes, I would say if depending on where you are looking for rent, that also plays a part, Rochelle. So if you're looking for a studio apartment in New York City, it might be a little smaller than looking for a studio apartment in the Midwest. But yes, I mean, the fact that occupancy level is almost hitting that 100% really shows that demand is out there. People are really looking for that deal and especially getting a bang for their buck when it comes to signing that lease agreement. Rochelle?
Indeed. Appreciate that update. Our very own Dani Romero there for us. Thanks so much.